So this video is about how to print out the procedural code list, price list. The situations where we might need to print out this report is when we have a new dentist at our clinic. He or she may request the price list just so that they can familiarize themselves with how much we're charging for a certain code. For example, what is a two-surface filling for the posterior, just so that for the purpose of discussion with the patients, they'll have a much better ideas of how much things cost. So the way we do this, okay, just be aware that, okay, for individual code, you can go into Ultimo Dental under list. You can click on procedural code. So we have the list of all the codes in here. You can search it by the code themselves. For example, 532, which is the composite fillings two surface in the posterior area. That's how much it is. For the general standard fee, which is the private paying patients. Or you can search the procedural code or price list by the descriptions. For example, frenectomy. Okay, so that's $300, and that's what it is. You see two on the list here because one is the standard private paying patients, and one is a DVA code, which we don't really accept DVA patients anyway. So that's how you can search for that individual code price list. Now, if we want the whole report print out, what we do is that we go into report, go to standard, and under the list, we go to procedures, codes, stick to the standard default, okay? Because if we click on CDBS, that's gonna print out the price list for CDBS patients. That's not something we need to learn about regardless, because it's fixed by Medicare. And we don't really use VIP or hygiene lists. So it's really just a standard one, which is what we use for all our private paying patients. You can click OK, and that will generate the document of all the codes as well as the price. And from here on, you can just export, okay, and then email the files. When you said save as type, okay, you probably want to save it as Excel. That's probably an easy way for you to be able to organize and manipulate. Otherwise, you can probably still export as a text file. Okay, but Excel tends to be a little bit more useful, and then save at the location that you want to and email that particular file. So that's how the you generates the procedures code report of all the price with all the price lists.